This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Protests in Indianapolis streets for the 6th straight day. People demanding social change and more accountability from police.
If you tell me you perfect, then you're lying. Just like IMPD is lying.
John Reed's mother demanding more transparency from IMPD and the prosecutor's office. Police shot and killed Reed during a chase. His death, part of the reason why so many people are protesting.
Dozens of downtown businesses damaged in weekend protests. Now, as those businesses try to press forward, we show you how the community is helping.
Be careful you don't throw out your stimulus payment. I'm Call 6 Investigates. Kara Kenny will tell you what to look out for.
And welcome into the News at 6. I'm Amanda Starantino.
And I'm Mark Mullins. First at 6 o'clock tonight, we are tracking the possibility of strong storms tonight. Let us get right over to Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory on this Storm Team 6 alert day.
And we certainly have heavy rainfall in portions of central Indiana, up in Hamilton County, as well as all the way back to the state line. Temperatures right now in the 80s. We're cooling down because of the clouds and rain. 89 in Bloomington, 86 in Indy. Heaviest rainfall on a west-to-east line just north of Indy. This area southwest of Veedersburg may produce some penny-sized hail, certainly heavy rainfall. Another downpour near Crawfordsville. And Cicero disappears in Morse Reservoir under all that lightning. That's also where we've had some penny-sized hail. This will continue this evening, and I think that line will gradually start to drop to the south a bit. We have the slight risk of severe storms. The main threats, heavy rainfall, hail, and some gusty winds. I'll take you through the timeline for the evening ahead coming up.
And breaking tonight, prosecutors plan to upgrade the murder charge against a Minneapolis police officer accused of pressing his knee against George Floyd's neck. Floyd later died. That officer, who is no longer with the force, Derek Chauvin, will now be charged with second-degree murder. That's according to a report from the Minneapolis Star-Tribune. He was originally charged with third-degree murder. Prosecutors will also charge 3 other officers with aiding and abetting second-degree murder. Floyd's family and protesters have demanded that all 4 be charged. Those 4 officers, including Chauvin, have been fired from the Minneapolis Police Department.
And the case of George Floyd's death is one of the many reasons there have been protests in downtown Indianapolis for 6 straight days, including one happening right now. And RTV6's Cameron Riddle is live with those protesters tonight. Cameron, what's going on over there?
Amanda, good evening. An hour ago when we talked to you, we were at Monument Circle. Since then, we've gone on a tour of downtown, going south into the southern part of downtown, over to where the Pacers play. I continuously want to always call it Conseco Fieldhouse, Bankers Life Fieldhouse, and then to the City County building where we stopped to hear speakers. And now we are on Delaware Street, headed north downtown toward where you are there at the station. For people who are at home watching, this is something that they're watching outside of their windows and looking and really getting a surround sound view of this large crowd of people that has been peaceful, making its way through downtown. You talked about the new developments today out of Minneapolis, as well as the words from John Reed's mother asking for more transparency and answers into what actually happened to her son at 62nd and Michigan. The protesters are echoing those same sentiments when it has to do with George Floyd, as well as John Reed. Exactly where we're going tonight, we don't know. There is a different leader out here, if you will, every day guiding the protesters. We do know at our next stop we'll hear some more speakers who are continuing to share their messages of their struggles and why we are marching and why there needs to be a change. We'll be out here all night as protesters go for the 6th straight night in downtown Indianapolis. Reporting live, I'm Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
The more lies you tell, the truth is going to come out.
It's one of the reasons people are hitting the streets tonight to protest. Many are still unsatisfied with unanswered questions about the May death of 21-year-old John Reed. He was shot and killed by IMPD officers after allegedly running from police, and according to Metro Police, after firing a gun towards officers. RTV6's Troy Washington is working for you to explain why the family does not believe that story.
Tears ran down Demetra Wynn's face as she explained she's a nurse, and seeing her son's face after he was shot made something clear.
To shoot somebody point blank, that's how that damage happens. If you've ever seen my son's eyes, just know they shot his eyes out.
Though it's graphic, she wanted to make sure that people understand her son's eyes had to be stitched closed. Even though her son wasn't perfect and she admits he ran from police, for her, the punishment didn't fit the crime.
On the left side, it was a hole that they pushed some stuff in so I couldn't see the inside of his face. So if you say he deserved that, you're wrong. The only thing I could see was his teeth. That's how I knew it was my son.
Fatima Johnson didn't mince words.
The narrative that we've all heard is that Dre'Jon Reed shot and fired at an Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department officer. And I'm here to say to you today, unequivocally, that Dre'Jon Reed, Sean Reed, did not shoot a gun, did not point a gun, did not brandish a gun at an officer.
The family says Dre'Jon never shot at police, and they've been sleeping out here since May 6th. They plan to continue that until justice is served.
I am Dre'Jon Reed. It's false. It's misleading.
She explained that IMPD needs to search harder for eyewitnesses because she believes they are out there. IMPD tells us they've been looking for witnesses. They've even asked people to come forward, and still nothing. As for claims that investigators are having a hard time reaching her law office, the attorney says that's just not true.
This is not a play on words. Don't try to look for hidden meaning. It did not happen.
This attorney says if Dre'Jon did have a gun, he had the right to carry a gun. But as far as using that gun, now that's where the family wants his name cleared, because the family says he never shot the gun.
Are you waiting until it's your son?
No.
Are you waiting until it's your brother?
Working for you, Troy Washington, RTV6.
The family's attorneys has sent a letter to the Department of Justice asking for them to step in. Also, IMPD Chief Randall Taylor has renewed his call for the immediate appointment of a special prosecutor to oversee the criminal investigation of Reed's death. Call 6 Chief Investigator Rafael Sanchez asked Marion County Prosecutor Ryan Mears why it's taken so long to name a special prosecutor and the process that goes into it. That entire conversation is up right now at theindychannel.com and at the RTV6 app.
And as peaceful protests over the weekend eventually turned violent, dozens of businesses in downtown Indianapolis were targeted. The damage left behind is still impacting business owners tonight. And now tonight, as they look to move forward, the community is once again coming together, showing their support. The windows that were shattered are now covered in wood, but they will soon be filled with artwork. RTV6's Nicole Griffin was there today as the work began.
Businesses all across downtown that were impacted by the weekend's protests are sending a message now to their customers. Murals like this are being painted all around the Circle City. The message here, we are in this together. Black Lives Matter.
I think it shows that we're open. It shows that we have solidarity with the city, that literally we are all in this together.
On the wood that covers the broken window at Supremacy on Market Street downtown is this message.
This weekend I was very overwhelmed, very upset. I was angry.
But now, after several nights of peaceful protests, owner and manager Danielle Cooney is starting to see hope and a colorful sign of community support. But she does expect her windows to stay covered for the near future.
I want to see that we've gotten past that before I take the chance that it's going to happen again.
We fully agree that there are issues, social issues that have to be addressed.
Next door at Giorgio's, the windows were also broken. The owner met with city county council members Tuesday as businesses look to move forward.
We came out of it more motivated as business owners. I mean, definitely when you see what's going on here, we want to rebuild everything and get moving in that direction. And I think that if we can do that, then we can fix all the other problems too.
I reached out to the mayor's office to see what help is available for these business owners. A spokesman says Mayor Hugg said and administration leaders are talking to downtown business owners, corporate partners, and organizations about how the city can support impacted businesses. As that happens, these small businesses have a message for the community they serve.
We want you to come and patronize our businesses because we're not going to make it if you don't. And we need you right now. We just need you.
Working for you downtown, Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
Thank you, Nicole. And the Insurance Information Institute says looting is covered under a standard business owner policy. There is a link on the RTV6 app to the nonprofit Downtown Indy Small Business Recovery Fund. That money will help businesses impacted by the vandalism. And Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett announced he does not plan to extend a curfew order in Marion County tonight or tomorrow night, but he says it will likely be reinstated for Friday and Saturday nights when larger crowds are expected to be downtown. And Carmel has also lifted its curfew. That means there is no curfew tonight in the Hamilton County city.
Call 6 Investigates has an alert tonight about a plain-looking envelope coming from the federal government with your stimulus money inside. Many people in Indiana are mistaking them for junk mail. Kara Kenny explains what you need to be on the lookout for.
When you get a stimulus check in the mail, it's pretty obvious it's from the federal government because the envelope says United States Treasury. However, that's not the case when it comes to debit cards. A viewer contacted Call 6 Investigates saying she threw out her stimulus debit card payment.
The envelope was a unmarked envelope, and it had a valued it looked just like junk mail. It was like a blank white envelope you wouldn't expect, so I threw it out.
We did some checking and found more than 82,000 people in Indiana are supposed to get their stimulus money on debit cards. This is typically because the government doesn't have your bank account information. The envelopes are plain white with a return address in Omaha, Nebraska. AARP's Fraud Prevention Network says it's unfortunate because many people didn't know the debit cards were coming, and if they threw them out, have to wait another 7 to 10 days to get their money.
And it's a challenge. You're sending money in some form or another to well over 150 million people, so there are going to be challenges. And unfortunately, this is an exceptionally challenging challenge for a lot of people.
If you did toss yours, call this number to get a replacement, 1-800-240-8100. AARP wants people to know this is not a scam.
It is legitimate, even though the letter that comes with the card tells you to call a number and give most of your social security number to activate it. And a lot of people know they're not supposed to share their social security number. In this case, it is a legitimate call. You are supposed to give those numbers. You're also set up a PIN that will help you protect the debit card.
If you accidentally destroyed your debit card, you can get a new one for free. However, each additional card will cost you $7.50. Reporting in Indianapolis, Kara Kenny, RTV6.
And closing in on 6:15, tracking some thunderstorms with torrential rainfall and small hail. Noblesville, Cicero, over to LaPel and nearly Anderson. Those aren't the only storms around. I'll find the others coming up.
Apply online today.
Noodles and sauce in almost any combo is something that just about everyone can enjoy. And even better when someone else is doing the cooking. Now there's a new place in Westfield where you can build almost any kind of macaroni and cheese your heart desires. Brad Brown's loading up on carbs in Hamilton County.
The area near Westfield's Grand Park is growing exponentially by the week, and the newest restaurant on this stretch of State Road 32 is ready to feed those crowds.
It's been a dream of ours for almost a year. So to finally have the doors open, it's just a breath of fresh air. It's really nice.
Liz Griffin and her husband Matt are the team leading the crew at I Heart Mac and Cheese. After 2 decades in law enforcement, the couple was ready to take on the challenge of opening their own business.
He got the idea on Entrepreneur Magazine, and the light bulb went off. There's nothing around here like this restaurant. And, you know, with Grand Park opening in Westfield and me being an officer here in the city, the light bulb went off, and it was a good fit.
We thought about it, prayed about it, and ultimate decision was not to hit the pause button and push through. And we're very happy that we did.
What came out of it is this first-of-its-kind concept in the Midwest. The menu is built around mac and cheese, and they've really got something for everyone.
They can come in and they can get a broccoli bowl, or they can get a cauliflower bowl. We have vegan, and we also have gluten-free options.
From the different proteins, from meatballs to short rib to pulled pork, grilled chicken, crispy chicken. ham, pepperoni, the list goes on.
Start with pasta noodles or quinoa, even tater tots, then multiple sauces, veggies to add, more cheese to include, thousands of potential combos when you build your own. From the basic mac to luxurious lobster with white truffle oil. And then there's the best of both worlds.
I mean, who would have thought macaroni and cheese on a grilled cheese sandwich?
That's right, you can stuff your mac and cheese creation between buttery slices of Texas toast for the ultimate carb-on-carb feast. The whole thing is a can't-miss formula in the right place at the right time.
We can't be happier. And we've got 4 kids and another one on the way. And so it's going to be a very, very busy summer, but one that's going to be so enjoyable.
Love Westfield, love the community, love the people, love all the city officials. So this was the perfect home for us.
Liz and Matt have a staff of about 30 employees on board for their grand opening. I Heart Mac and Cheese has online ordering and delivery options available as well. You can find them on Westfield State Road 32. They're just a half-mile west of the US 31 interchange, and they are open 7 days a week. Working for you, Brad Brown, RTV6.
Thank you, Brad. Well, I've left the home studio for the big studio, Studio A here at 1330 North Meridian. The threat for severe weather is there tonight. I think these would be isolated strong to severe storms. See what's happened just since 5 o'clock. A west-east line, it's broken, not a solid line, of thunderstorms has developed. They flare up, certainly capable of producing some penny or pea-size hail. Torrential rainfall just south of Veedersburg, also crossing 231 in Montgomery County just to the south of Crawfordsville. We slide east, and really for 40 minutes or so around Morse Reservoir from Noblesville back to Sheridan. Heavy rainfall that's starting to drop south, getting closer to Carmel, then eventually I think Geist and Fishers Fortville. That stretches east through Lapel and to Anderson. For the evening hours, the stronger storms will have the potential to produce some pea to marble size hail, if not larger, and wind gusts that may approach severe limits. Any other threats are very low, but certainly some street flooding as a result of heavy rainfall. 7 o'clock, models are picking up on this pretty good. The west-east line of showers and thunderstorms that thins a bit as it moves to the south. Then we'll see another push into western Indiana of additional thunderstorms late tonight through the early overnight hours. Any of those may have some gusty winds and heavy rainfall as well. 81 in Peru, 90 in Terre Haute, temperature in Indianapolis at 86. Keep in mind whenever we're talking about severe weather potential, the Storm Shield app, very helpful, gives you radar at your fingertips, also sends warnings to your smartphone or iPhone, and it's free. 40% chance we'll see additional thunderstorms during the day tomorrow. Temperatures with the air still sticky in the mid-80s. Friday planner temperatures middle to upper 80s. The chance for thunderstorms at 40%. Should be a spotless weekend. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday enjoying lower humidity. Temperatures are still warm. Then we may get tropical remnants nearby middle of the week next week, increasing our chance for rain once again. But we're watching the storms this evening. Mark?
All right, Kevin, thank you. It's a return to racing this weekend for IndyCar when the series has its season opener Saturday at the Texas Motor Speedway. But before that, with the city opening up, it was also a return to the gym for the drivers. Sports Director Dave First with the Sports Extra Spotlight.
It's just after 8:30 in the morning, and for the first time in a while, drivers are trickling in to work out at Pit Fit. Dalton Kellett here, Spencer Piggott there, following Jim Leo's program, which has been around for years, but now back doing it in person.
The online workout became everything for these guys, didn't it? Yeah. Well, we've been using this for some time, so it wasn't a big transition. We use those same programs while we're in here in the gym, but this became critical.
Tony Kanaan walks in, approaching his final full season of ovals in IndyCar. Like the rest of us, spent his fair share of time at home.
It's my first interview live interview in 3 months.
He's got workout gear at home, but using that every day felt as repetitive as banging this medicine ball against the floor.
We're fortunate enough to have our home gym, because I'm a psycho about that, but I think it's really important for your mind to actually leave your house.
Pit Fit lifting its already high standards by hiring a company called David Allen Certified, protecting clients and employees at the same time.
we basically use the same service spray that the airlines use. We sanitize the whole place, disinfect, and then they use this spray coating, and then that lasts for 30 days, where anything that lands on it dies.
Count James Hinchcliffe among those ready for the next step, working out during the week, racing this weekend. Jim and his assistant Alex Waney at Pit Fit. To the drivers involved, it's about time.
If there's a new normal, it's kind of back to it now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, we're still trying to be cautious, and we're still got to take some precautions here. We've staggered out the drivers a lot more. We're kind of giving everybody a lot more space. This is, this thing's not over. This is definitely a great first step.
On the flip side, it's nice to see people again, though, right?
It's great, Dave. I mean, it made us look at our safety measures that, we were doing already fairly high, but now it's the next level.
For months now, IndyCar drivers were counting down the days before they could finally get on track. But for most of the guys as well, the countdown just to get into a gym was on. Big week for IndyCar as you look ahead to the season opener. Dave First, RTV6 Sports. We continue to honor the outgoing spring sport athletes. It's called the RTV6 Senior Salute. We head to Kokomo Taylor High School and meet Allison Pemberton, a 4-year starter in both basketball and soccer, but really looking forward to her final track season, looking to break the school record in the high jump. Regional finalist a year ago, also runs the 400 in the first leg of the Titans 400-meter relay. She graduates third in her class and will study psychology at Ball State. Good luck, Allison. I'm Dave First with another RTV6 Senior Salute.
Strong thunderstorms Carmel to Noblesville, arcing to Anderson and Newcastle. Also a pop-up heavy downpour west of Greenfield. World News.